All right. Good morning, everybody. I've got probably three or four things that I'm going to talk about in today's meeting. One is a couple of them are going to be inside of Canva, and then another one's going to be in kvCORE. I had actually created a video. I put it on my social medias, and I had someone go, "How did you make this?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is Canva. I can show you how to do this all day long." So first things first, I think most of you, I know Ed has already subscribed. This is our team YouTube channel. Okay. So if you need the link, don't worry. I'll send that out to everybody later on today. But basically, I think if you type in move to Arizona with Jackie, I think it'll show up. And one of the things that I wanted to do was make this the easiest to find the videos that you're looking for. So if you're familiar with YouTube at all, they have what are called playlists. If you click on this playlist, it'll show you the different playlists that I have created. So anytime I go to the broker meeting, which I try to do every single Tuesday, but sometimes it just doesn't happen because life happens. Any tips or any information that they share that I think is worthy, I will create little shorts right in here. These are probably going to be like minute, maybe 2 minute long. So if you're wondering like, hey, what did they say in the broker meeting? Check out here because it may be there for you. Team meeting recordings, like today's meeting, the ones that we had done before, anything that was already on here, that's going to be right there in that playlist. Then I'm going to have ones that are specific for kvCORE. And then I'm also going to have ones where like if Chris is doing stuff like with MLS, how to add listings, how to do anything like that. And then any of the Canva videos will be there. So what I'm trying to do is make it where it's a very organized YouTube library. So that way you can simply find exactly what you're looking for. So like if I look at kvCORE tips, I can click here. And then right over here, it tells me that there are 4 videos. This one is what to do with the leads that you get at an open house. I see that it's 10 minutes. This is how to use kvCORE for circle marketing. That's a little bit longer, right? Like almost an hour. Here's how to increase production. That was a class that I did that obviously you all get a copy of. And then here's how to set up property alerts for clients in kvCORE. So each of them will have a description for you. And that I think that'll just make it a little bit easier for you to find what you're looking for. If there are things that you're like, oh, Jackie, I don't know how to do this in kvCORE, text it to me directly or just email it to me or whatever. And that's how I'll create the videos. Like, I don't want to create stuff just to create it. But if there's something that you're kind of like, I don't know how to do this, send me a text message or email me, whichever one's easier. I prefer text messages because sometimes I don't always see emails. But that way I can go ahead and add that stuff on there. Okay. All right. Now what I want to do is, hang on just a second. I am going to show you a video that I had created in Canva with just pictures to showcase a listing. Here are kind of the rules as it pertains to what you can share and what you can't share. Okay. If the listing that I am, hang on, I'm going to open this. And then I'm going to go back. Okay. All right. If the listing that I am promoting is an EXP listing, I do not have to ask the listing agent for permission to market it. I don't have to, because the listing doesn't belong to that agent. The listing belongs to the brokerage, and we are both members of the same brokerage. Okay. If the listing that I want to promote is another brokerage, Keller Williams, Century 21, any of those types of things, right? Then I have to get permission from the listing agent. And what I do is I'll send an email to the agent and I'll say this: I see that you have a listing in Sungroves. Okay, those are the only ones that I worry about marketing. I see you have a listing in Sungroves. I live in the neighborhood and I'm also a licensed real estate agent. I would love to market your listing to the people in my database who already live in the neighborhood. Would that be okay? If they say yes, then I'm good to go. If they say no, then unfortunately I cannot promote their property. So what I try to do is I always use like our listings. And when I say our, I mean EXPs. All right. So one of the things that you can do one of the ways that this is helpful is it determines a niche. Okay. People who want to sell in a certain neighborhood, look for homes that are in that area, right? I don't want, a lot of people are like, oh, I want to go to Scottsdale. I want to sell houses in Paradise Valley. That's like nearly an hour and a half, maybe an hour, 45 minutes from my house. I'm not going there. Okay. I'm not doing it. So I don't want to promote a house in that area. I live in Queen Creek. This is where I want to work because I don't want to have to drive far. Okay. That's just me. If you've determined that like you like houses or, neighborhoods that are gated, that's totally fine. Find houses that are in gated communities on MLS that are listed with EXP and create this. So this is how I start. Step one is I am going to go to Flex to find, look at that. That's like a perfect stop, right? I'm just smiling there. So happy. All right, let me move this out of the way. Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Flex to find my house. The reason why I'm going to look in Flex is because it's easier for me to make sure that the houses that I'm looking for are currently active. I don't want to start, promoting a house that's already incoming or that's in under contract. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. I'm going to go to the quick search. And now I'm going to search for what I want. Okay. So I do not want coming soon because that's just a whole bunch of other stuff, right? I'm looking for active homes. I can put in the zip codes. I can put in the cities. So I'm going to put in Queen Creek. Now I'm going to go down here. And the reason why I'm using Queen Creek is because that's the area that I want to be selling homes and helping people buy homes. Now I'm going to go to add a field. I'm going to type in list and it's going to say listing and selling company. That's what I want to find. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow me to say, I want only listings that are EXP listings. So I'm going to click that button and now it's right over here. So I'm going to type in EXP and I'm going to say, find it. I'm going to take off this selling. I just want the listing and I'm going to click this button right here. And there are currently 13 homes listed by EXP agents in Queen Creek. Okay. Now I'm going to click list and it's going to give me the list of all 13 of those properties. Okay. So I see that this one is in Santan Heights, which is across the street from me. I could totally market this house. Oh, look, there's ours. Here's another one. This is Nikki's in Indigo Trails. I've got another one in the Villages. Here's one in Queenland Manor. Here's one in Barney Farms. Here's one in Victoria Parcels. Chandler Height Ranches, Charleston, Contemporary Lane. So it says meets and bounds. Anybody know why it says that? Because that's not the name of the neighborhood. I'll tell you that much right now.
It's not in an organized subdivision.
Correct. Yeah, it's not in a subdivision. It could be on a county island. I don't know enough about county islands to feel comfortable selling a house on a county island. But guess what? If I want to learn something, that means I got to ask questions. So I would probably like look up and see like, how do I find about information about that? Here's one in Superstitions, and then there's one in the Pecans. Now, right here.
The title company's really good about meets and bounds. If you call them and ask them, they'll know everything.
Who?
The title company.
Yes.
I worked for a title company for 10 years before real estate. Yeah. So that's where you would go and then they would be able to give you all of the information too.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, they're super good about helping.
So right here where it says listing member, you're going to have the different names of the people who are actually listed this house. And notice every single one of them says EXP, right? Now what I can do is I can grab any of these houses and I can create a video for it to promote it. Okay. It doesn't matter which one. It doesn't matter who it is. I do not have to ask that listing agent because the listing agent does not own the listing. The brokerage does. Okay. That's why, like, if you have a listing and you're going to switch brokerages, you have to get permission to take it. And you also have to ask the client, hey, I'm moving brokerages. Will you move with me? Okay. So let's say that this was the one that I used, and this is the one that I used the other day. Okay. I really don't like selling houses. So if I can do it very few times in a year, it makes me more happy. And the only way that I can make the amount of money that I want and only sell like 5 houses is to sell higher priced houses. Okay. So what I did was I grabbed this listing, I went to the photos, and I screenshotted a couple of the photos. Okay. I didn't show all of them, but I showed enough of them to kind of like get an interest. Then what I did was I went to the detail and I looked at what they talked about the house as far as like how they described it. Then I went into, let me go here. Then I went into Canva and made a video. I added some sound to it. Then when I downloaded it, I put it on my social media pages. So here is the video that I made for this house. Okay. I created a video in Canva using still photography. And this is how you do it. So I'm going to go to Canva. You do not have to have the paid version. So I'm going to go through here, down here. Once you get into Canva, there's one that says video. Okay. You do not want the one that is portrait. You want the landscape. You click video. Over here on the left, there will be all types of video types that you can go ahead and grab. So that welcome to, that was an actual template that I used that was already created. And I was like, ooh, I kind of like the way that this starts. I'm going to use this. Okay. You don't have to use that. You can use any one that you want. So there's all kinds of different ways that you can start it. Let's see. So like, here's one. Okay. There's a welcome. So I click on here and I'm going to add that. I'm going to add this. Whoops. Hang on. Hang on. I got to move this guy. Move out of my way, buddy. There we go. All right. So I'm going to add this. This is added. I'm going to add a new one. And I'm going to add that. Okay. Now, every single bit of this can be edited. So right now where it says welcome my channel, I'm going to say welcome to, and I've got a new house that I'm going to do this on. And the address is 1489 East Howell Way. This house is in Waterston, So not necessarily my Queen Creek area, but I love Waterston. It's like one of my favorite places. Okay, now that little thing in the background is getting on my nerves. So I took it off. Okay. So welcome to 1489 East Powell Way. I'm going to go here. I can take those things off or I can keep them on. It doesn't matter. They're not really bothering me. But you can take them off if you want to. Okay. So right here, I'm going to talk a little bit about the house. Okay. I'm going to say located in the award winning community of Waterston. Okay. Now notice how that's going off the screen. All I have to do is change this. I can make this a little bit wider so that way, there we go. These little stars, I can move them up in the corners. So that way they're not right on top of the text. When I move it in the middle, a line will show up saying that you're centered. Just like when you're like putting stuff on the board or on the wall and it says, hey, guess what? You found a stud. It does the same thing. So now that I know that my words are in the middle, now right here, I'm going to say, let's go. Okay. Now I need to upload the images that I had screenshotted from my computer. So let me go ahead and hit upload files. These were pictures that I had already uploaded on here. So let me go here. Those were the 8 photos. I'm not going to use all 8 photos, but I can use some of them that showcase the property. Okay. So now I'm going to say, okay, give me another page. If I don't want it to be black, that's totally fine. I click this button. I can make it any other color that I want. I want it to be white, so I'm going to make it white. Now I'm going to grab this photo. I'm going to put it right on top of here. And now it makes it, whoops. And now it makes it the whole background. Well, oh, it's still uploading it. Are they still uploading? No, they're done. Okay, well, it's not going to do it the way I want it to, which is fine. All right. If it doesn't just copy and paste it in there the way I want it, I can resize it. I don't want to really, I don't want them to see how close that next house is. So I'm going to kind of get rid of that. I'm going to go to the next page and I can add some more pictures. So I can add this picture. I can go here and I can add another picture. Common spaces are great to show. Beautiful bathrooms that have been remodeled that picture well are great to show. I tend to stay away from showcasing someone's bedroom. Just because sometimes, one, the bedding could be ugly, which makes a bedroom look ugly, or any number of things. So I'm going to, okay, I want to show this. No, I don't want to show that background. That's kind of weird. Let's do this one. And then the last one, I'm going to go to design. There's not one on there. Okay, so I'm going to go to uploads. All right, now. Okay. And then the last one, I'm going to upload a photo of myself. Oh, I don't have one. Okay, well, Chris and I will do. All right, so I can add that photo of me. I'm going to go over here to text because right now this is a blank slide. And I can grab whatever headings that I want. There's also other things down here that you can like include. So there you go. Talk to us. That works perfect. I click on here. I can make this bigger. Instead of saying talk to us, I'm going to say contact us. I say Chris, Durbin, 480-799-5885. Oops. I'm going to put my number. Okay. I can put our email addresses. Okay. Anybody tell me what I am missing right now? Because I currently, the way this video is, I'm out of compliance. Oh, Sherry. So,
Broker logo?
yep, I'm missing all of the logos. Okay. Sherry, how did I get the additional pages? Are you talking about these black ones down here?
Yes, because they were already matching the template
Yes.
that you had.
Yep. So like when I went to this design, it showed that there were 3. And so
Oh,
what
okay.
I did was I added this one and then I hit, okay, add a slide. And then I put this one in there and this one.
Okay.
And then when I wanted to add the slides to be able to do the pictures, all I have to do is hit the little plus. All right. But yes, Ray's right. I'm missing all logos. I have nothing on here. And trust me, real estate agents will tattletale on me. I need to add this logo that says that we are realtors, that we are equal housing, all of the things. Because I have the professional version, I can get rid of those backgrounds. So I'm going to do that. That was probably the main reason why I bought the professional version, to be honest. I need to add the EXP logo because this is an EXP listing. I can get rid of that background as well, and I'm going to. And then obviously I want to add my D-Team logo because that's my thing. All right, so I'm going to add him. He's a little big. Let's make him a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to get rid of that background. And now I can move that over a little bit. And then I'm going to make this just a touch bigger so that way they all match. Okay, now this needs to be on every single slide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my mouse and I'm going to copy all 3 of those things. See how it groups them all? Now I hit Command C or whatever you do to copy on your computer. And it adds it there. It adds it there. It adds it there. It adds it there. And there. And there. Now this one's going to be tricky because this is a black background. So I'm going to have to do some stuff to it, but I'll show you how to do that. Okay. Now this is really big. I'm going to make it smaller all at one time. So that way it's all the same size. For this one, I'm going to have to highlight it. It's going to grab those stars too, but that's okay. All right. So the black, everything that was in black was gone away. So I'm going to go to element and I can grab just a rectangle. I can really just type in rectangle, but here's one right here. I'm going to make this small. Then I'm going to grab it. Now it looks like it's covered up, right? I'm going to click position and I want to move that back. I can make this the same color as that gold. Okay. Or I can just make it white. And then see this little button right here? I can make it where it's a little more transparent. So that way it's a little bit softer on the eyes, which is totally fine. Or see, there's that color. It's right there. I can make this background that color. It doesn't look like it changed it. Pause. Sometimes you have to do things multiple times. There it goes. So now it matches up a little bit more. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these little fancy stars out of my way. Now I'm going to highlight this again, copy it. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to delete, and paste it. So now it's the same. I'm going to delete, and paste. So that way it's the same. Now on this page, I'm totally fine with that being that size. If you want it smaller, you can make it smaller. This one looks fine right there too. That one looks all right. This one looks all right. That one's okay. I wish it was a little bit brighter, but that's okay. This one, I don't like that placement at all because it's right on top of the house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it. And since I have it all together right now, I can make that a little bit smaller. All right. I've created the video. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to create some transitions. So that way it's not just going just between it. This is how you add a transition. I would suggest that you use the exact same one every single time. If not, people are going to get dizzy. I know that there's people that do that, but I just don't like it. So I'm going to use the circle swipe and I'm going to apply it to all of the pages. But then I'm going to hit play to see what it looks like. Okay. Only a couple things I don't like. This is way too long. Okay. 5 seconds, almost 5 seconds for each slide is too long. So right here, I can shrink this down. I can make this 2.5 seconds. So now my slides are going to be shorter. It's also going to shorten my video. You can add text to any of these slides. Okay. What I like to do is I'll grab some of the text from the MLS. So let's see this MLS number. Let me look it up so that way I can grab the description. Is MLS 6531012. All right, so here's the house. I'm going to go ahead and hit the detail. I see this. All right, so it's located there. Okay, so I'm going to use this. Car garage. Okay. I'm going to copy this part right here. I'm going to go back into my video, which was where did I put it? There it is. So right here, that's where I'm going to put that information. So I'm going to go to text. I'm going to grab whatever heading I want, paste in that information. I'm going to make this not go all the way over. That is the tiniest font. It doesn't matter what size glasses I put on. There's no way that I'm going to be able to see that. All right, so I'm going to add that. Garage is misspelled, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that one. Okay. Now, I need to make this a capital L or capital T. I'm going to put this right here. Whoops. I'm going to move this over here onto the area right here. Now that may be hard for some people to see. So if I want to, I can try to use some effects and make that text come out. Now that comes out a lot easier to see. I'm also going to kind of bring this up a little bit just because I know that sometimes when you do videos, it may not show everything. So maybe I want to move this. Nah, I'm going to leave it there. Never mind. Just kidding. As my son would say, just kidding. All right, so I'm going to bring that over and put it right here. Okay. If there's anything else that I want to add, I can totally add that. So I usually go back to the description. If there's anything in there, like since we're going to be talking about the kitchen. Okay, so let's see. I can say right here, the kitchen has double ovens, Timberlake cabinetry with open door inserts extending to the custom backsplash, 6-inch slider. Okay, I'm not going to do that one yet. So I'm going to grab this, copy that. I'm going to go back to my video where I have the beautiful kitchen where you can see it. There's the kitchen. All right, so I'm going to go to that text again. I'm going to paste that in there. I'm going to make this where it's not going to take up the entire space. I'm also going to make that bigger so people who actually buy houses can see that, because I don't know who in the world could read text that small. That's not the best spot for it. This is okay. I'm going to make this a little bit wider though. Okay. If there's anything else that I want to add, I can add whatever I want. Okay. I've made my video a little bit shorter. It didn't need to be as long as it was. Now what I can do is I can add music. So I am going to, hang on, let me go to elements. No, it's not elements, my bad. It is in the apps, I believe, is how it's going to do it on here. Audio. Okay. Now these are not like, you're not going to be able to like search for a specific song. This is not Apple Play or anything like that. Okay. So what I usually do is I just kind of listen to a little bit of it. That's not horrible. I don't hate that. Some of them have crowns. If they have crowns, that means that it is for, that means that that is for the professional version only. So maybe music is professional only because I'm not seeing anything that's not. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this one. And notice what it did. It put it right there. I can make this audio. Stop. I'm going to delete the audio. Let me go here. Click on the first one. And now let me add it. Okay. Now what it did, when I click on the first slide and I hit the audio, it's going to make it the whole duration of the video. Okay. So let me go ahead and play it. Okay. So that's the video. There's a couple of things that I'm not wild about. Like right now, I don't like that my text is coming on the way that it is. I don't want it to have any type of animation. So I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe if I just make it, I want no animation. Turn the animation off. No animation. Okay. All right. Anyhow, I digress. Once I've finished with this, all I have to do is hit share, download. It's going to download it as a video. All of the 10 pages, I click download, and now it's downloaded on my computer. Now I have a video. Now, who would I do this for? All my open houses, I would make a video if you have time. Okay. If you don't have time, if you have a teenager, now you might have time. Okay. Because they're really good at stuff like this. I would do this for whole, I would honestly, I'm going to start making a point to making 2 of these a week. Because what I'm finding is because I'm not putting enough content out about real estate, people assume that I'm not selling or helping people anyone buy anymore. So no one's calling me, and that's not cool. But on this one, guess what? I made this entire video and I didn't have to get dressed up, put on makeup, or brush my hair. And those are the best kind of videos. Once it's downloaded on my computer, I can put it on every single platform. Okay. So I can put it on my Facebook, my Instagram, all of my social medias. All right. The other thing that I can do is I can share this. I can click more. And I can make this hang on. Where did it go? There you go. A website. I'm going to go ahead and hit open the website. This is it. Now notice it's not the video. That's totally fine. All they do is click through it and they're able to see it. So that way they can see the pictures that are there. Guess where you can put this website? In an email to everyone who's in your database. Check out this new listing in wherever. Okay. Let me see. Would you share the logo picture? Oh, yeah. You mean all of this down here, Cecilia? Yes, yeah. Laura should have emailed that out to you, but if you don't have it, don't worry. She can send, she's on vacation until she'll come back to the office on Thursday. Check the Facebook group. It may be saved on that, but yeah, I can send it out to you.
Okay.
All right. No problem. All right. So now that I'm in kvCORE, how can I use what I just created? I can go to my I can go to my leads and my marketing. So I'm going to go to marketing right now to smart campaigns. I'm going to make a template. It's going to be just an email. That's all I'm making because I've got people in my database. And one of the things that I want to do is make sure that I'm staying in front of the people who I already have in my database. So this is going to be new home alert. Check out our company's newest listing. Okay. Hit advanced editor. Hit yes. I'm going to grab an image because I want to make sure that this email looks like it's from me. Then we're going to add a divider just so that way there's a little bit of information. Add a touch of text. And add a click button. The image is going to be my email header that I've created in Canva that I use on every single email that I send out. So that way people know, hey, guess what? This is my email. All right. I believe it's on page 2. Maybe, or maybe it's page 3. Oh, I upload a lot. Once you've uploaded something, it stays in this library. So that's the nice thing. All right. So there's my email header. You are in for a treat. Check out this beautiful, new listing in Waterston. All right, so I want to make this where it is personalized. So I'm going to hit the merge tag and put in their full name. You're in for a treat. Check out this new beautiful home in Waterston. And then I'm going to go back to the Flex. I'm going to grab everything that they have, and then I'm going to pick and choose what I want to include in there. So the first thing that I'm going to say is the address. So I'm going to say 1489 East Powell Way is located in the award-winning community of Waterston with a 7-acre central park and lake. The single-story Parker floor plan is on one of the most premier lots in the entire neighborhood. With 4 bedrooms plus a den, 2.5 baths, and a 3-car garage, this layout will please the most discerning of buyers. Okay, not going to say that because these might be buyers and I really don't want to call them names. So I'm going to take that out. This immaculate home features timeless quality finishes throughout, creating the perfect mix of modern elegance. Well, it says, that's not really, okay. I have issues with this sentence because it's not grammatically correct. It says a mix and there's only one thing. Let's see, a perfect quality finishes throughout. Okay, there we go. We're going to take this out. Okay, there we go. Tile, Portofino. Oh, is that misspelled? No, it just doesn't like the word. Okay. Quartz with waterfall edges and 2-tone paint. Kitchen has double ovens, Timberlake cabinetry with a glass door, inserts extending into the dining space, and custom backsplash. A 16 foot glider in the main living space allows for indoor outdoor living, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I'm going to leave all this on there. Then down here where it says the button, that website that I just made right here. Well, first of all, I'm going to go back to the first page. Okay. I'm going to grab that, copy it, go back to kvCORE, and right here where it says URL for that push button, I'm going to paste it. So now when they click that button, that's where they're going to be directed. Now, I don't like that blue, so I can change that color. I'm going to change it to black. And I don't want it to say button. So guess what? I can change that up too. Click here to view pictures now. Okay. Now, that's it. Okay. I say that's it like that was, there you go, done. Okay. So what I can do is I can preview this to see what it's going to look like when it goes out to people. But the main thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and add this template. Now the template is added into my library. Now, when I go to my smart CRM, I can filter out and be like, hey, who are all of my buyers? So I can go to contact details and be like, okay, give me all my buyers. I can go down here. I want ones that I have an email. Buyers that have emails. So I'm going to go ahead and hit apply the filter. And all the buyers that I have emails for are going to pop up. Okay. Now I grab them. So I click that little first name and I say, hey, I want to do an email. I want to do a mass email. Well, what template, Jackie? The one I just made it, the new home alert. There's the email. And then they click there and they're going to be able to see the pictures, which is the video that I made. Okay. All right. I know that was a lot. I was planning on going through like 5 different things today. That did not happen. Okay. The next thing that I want to show you is a quick step by step of like what to do. Okay. So we're all doing open houses. We're all getting buyers. Do not, well, I don't want to say do not because I'm not in charge of you. Okay. I would prefer, and I promise you would prefer, to convert those leads. Yes, all the leads that you get from open houses, right? The idea is to convert the leads. If you are sending properties from your Flex MLS, that should be the last resort. And the reason why is because you now have lost your ability to see what they're looking at. Okay. So let's say that you were at an open house. I don't care how long ago it was. It doesn't matter. If you have their information, they need to be in your database. If you're doing an open house with someone else, that's totally fine. Okay. Obviously, it worked really well for Chris and Ray because guess what? Ray was able to immediately go and show homes to a client who had walked in, and he established that relationship with them immediately. That's why doing an open house with another person is so important. Don't wait. If they're ready to go look, one person stays, one person goes. Leads that come in from open houses should be evenly distributed between the 2 agents that are working the open house. Okay. If I'm working an open house with, say, Sherry, the last thing I should do is be like, hey, Sherry, I'm just going to go ahead and take all these leads. And the last thing that Sherry should do is say, oh, Jackie, you can have all these leads. Hail to the no. Do not do that. Okay. Evenly distribute them. Or maybe let's say that when we're there, one of the buyers, even though it was supposed to be my buyer because it walked in and it was my turn, they really created a relationship with Sherry. Then yes, I would say, Sherry, yes, you already have the relationship. You work with them. And Sherry will be like, okay, well, this person was supposed to be mine, but like, I really didn't get to talk to him very much. Perfect. Now it's evenly distributed. Once you get home, put them in your kvCORE. Okay. So it doesn't matter what little clicker you're on over here on the left, click quick actions, add the contact, add their name, their first name, their last name, add their email. Hopefully you got their phone number, add their phone number, permission to contact. Yes, yes, yes. If they gave it to you, you have permission. Street address, not important. Don't put it in there. We don't care where they live. They're buying a new house. Lead type, they're a buyer. Could they be a buyer and a seller? Yeah, especially if they told you, okay, we have to sell this house too. Okay. Lead status, not super important, but I would say that it's a new lead, especially if it's from an open house. It's going to default to a manual ad because you're manually adding this and you are the lead owner. You don't have to start a campaign. You don't have to add a lender unless you want to. Right here where it says notes, in the notes type, met on whatever day it is at the open house at this address. Okay. Anything that you all talked about. I typically have my computer with me if I'm going to do an open house. I have my kvCORE open. All right. Lots of different reasons. One, I want to show them all the other houses that are around, and it's the easiest way for me to go ahead and find those things. And then 2, I can go ahead and start typing the moment that they walk out the door because I'm going to forget what their other kid's name was. Okay. So if I put it in there, now I have things that I could start a conversation with. Then you're going to add that contact. Once you add the contact, it's going to go to what I call their index page. Okay. I call this their index card page because it reminds me of an index card with all the different little things. You're going to do a couple things. Number 1, you're going to create an alert right here by clicking this button, and you're going to set up what they're looking for. What area are they looking for? Maybe it's a zip code. Maybe it's a city. Maybe you're going to use the polygon tool when they're like, hey, I want to be north of this and east of this. And they're giving you those cross streets of where they would like to live. How many bedrooms do they want? Do they want a 1-story or a 2-story? How many bays do they need in their garage? Do they have to have a pool? Is that a non-negotiable item? If they're like, oh, it'd be nice to have a pool, do not put that it has to have a pool. because then it's going to eliminate houses that don't have pools. And right now, inventory is still kind of wonky. Okay. Then you're going to be able to, I guess I could actually click on the alert. Okay. So what you're going to do, let me go right here. So when I click alerts, I can actually create 2 different alerts, put in the area they're looking at, determine the frequency. If these are open house leads, do not leave it at weekly. Send it to them daily or send it to them twice a week. Okay. Anybody else on this call like to go fishing? Am I the only fisher woman?
Once you have an alert set up, can you change it and
Yep.
just alter?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You can alert, you can change everything. All right. So I love to fish. Okay. Fishing is my favorite thing. Right now, I am fishing to convert these open house leads into actual people who are under contract. If I'm only sending them an email once a week, I'm not going to catch anything. Okay. So I have to constantly be sending them stuff, especially in the beginning. Once they love me, then I can back down a little bit, but not in the beginning. So daily. CC address. This is if they have a co-borrower. Okay. So if it's a married couple that comes in or an engaged couple or a whoever kind of couple, I don't care who they are, and they want the emails to go to both people, put it in there. Okay. If the wife registers, but you already know that the husband makes the decisions, make sure that you copy his email so that way you can include it in there. You don't have to do it at the open house, but maybe just ask the wife, hey, you know, I was going to go ahead and send this email to both you and your husband. What's his email? And then that way you can put them both in. Okay. Vice versa. Let's say the husband signs in and you know that the wife makes the decision because a happy wife is a happy life. That's totally fine. Make sure you get her email in there. This is where you're going to put in the listing types. So what are they looking for? Are they looking for a condo, a single family home, a townhome? What's their price range? Do not let buyers look at houses that they can't afford. They're never going to find something that they like. They're going to feel like they're settling. I'm going to wait for the market to crash. That's wonderful. It's not going to crash. So I guess you're going to live in a box. Like, I don't know. I can't. So just don't do that. Okay. Don't let them see things that they know they can't afford, because then the house they can't afford that actually is really nice is going to look like trash compared to this $800,000 house that they've been like drooling over. Beds, full baths, half baths, square footage, acreage. These are those property amenities I was talking about. Do they have to have a pool? If it's non-negotiable, click the button. Are they looking for a 1-story only house? Do they need to have a 3-car garage? If something is a requirement, click it. If it's just oh, it'd be nice to have this, don't click it. Once you finish, you're going to set the alert. Now, Sherry said, hey, can you change them? So this one right now is already going for this person, okay? It only shows me 6 houses, but there are 67 that are available. And if I click this view all button, I can see them all. Right here are the settings. They're looking for a single family home in Chandler under $850 with a pool, and I'm sending it to them once a week. I'm going to edit it because I just talked to them, and you know what? They like Chandler, but they only want to be in 2 different zip codes. They want to be in 85249 or 85248. So they want to be over in East Chandler, 85248. So now I'm going to add both of those, and I'm going to click this button that says update the alert. Now there's only 62. All right, so that is how you're going to set property alerts for people as they are getting into your system. Honestly, anyone from an open house, well, I have a video on it, but anyhow, after the open house, like when it's dead, right? When you're sitting there like filing your fingernails, ladies, make a video that's very general. Hey, I just wanted to say it was so nice meeting you at the open house today. Again, I'm going to go ahead and add you into my database. You're going to be receiving an email probably once a week, maybe more frequently, depending on the type of home that you're looking for. When you see a home that you really like, let me know. I can preview it for you, or we can schedule a showing. I look forward to helping you buy your next home. Take that video and save it on your phone, and every single person who comes in, text them that video after you close down the open house. And then you only have to shoot the video one time. Okay. Also call them the next day. You have to call them. I know it's the part that I hate the most. I hate calling people. I don't know why, because I love to talk to people, but calling people is really hard for me. It's fine. You can do it. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Let's see. Oh no. Okay. I know I have some people who've joined the team that are fairly new to using kvCORE. Over here is all of the different tools that you have the ability to like get to. Basically, it's kind of like the little file folders. The dashboard is your main hub that kind of shows activity. Guys, you can click on all these buttons. It's not going to break it, I promise. Playbooks, I don't use. It's a way for me to spend my money, and I'm not going to do it. Smart CRM, that's the Ferris wheel. That's where all the people are. That's where all your leads are. Listings. When you are at an open house, if you click all MLS listings, that's just like being on the MLS. The only thing it's not going to show you is coming soon listings or ones that have sold. It's only going to show you stuff that is currently active on the MLS, whether it's active or under contract or pending or however they word it. My listings are your actual listings. If you have listings and they're not showing up, it means you need to go over here where your name is in your profile and add your MLS ID right here. Okay, so if you go to listings and my listings and you know you have a listing, but it's not showing up, you need to go to your profile and add your MLS ID so that way it can grab them. Company listings, that's every EXP listing. Marketing, that's where you can build those emails. That's where you can create that core present, lots of stuff there. Lead engine tools are squeeze pages, landing pages. Transactions I don't use because we use Transaction Desk and SkySlope. So why do I want to add something else to my plate to put stuff in? That's silly. Web and IDX is your settings for your website. Not super important. Marketplace, again, that's where they want me to spend money. I usually avoid it. Business analytics is when I want to check and see like, hey, did I make more calls this past month than I did the month before? It's a tracking device. Okay, so you can kind of see what's going on. He does not look good. All right. All right, guys. So I know that Chris is probably, would you add this to your Instagram story or your page? Are you talking about the video? The video that I made for the property?
Yes, sorry. I'm
that's
writing
okay.
a note real fast.
No,
Yeah,
you're fine.
would you add it more to your story or more to your page?
So for Instagram, what I would do is I would add it to my page. And then there's a way that you can click the little, I call it a paper airplane, and it will go to your story. So that way people are seeing it both sides. What it does is it increases the algorithm because now there's more eyes on it.
Okay.
For Facebook, I would put it on, I don't even know if on Facebook stories, if you can add a video or not. I didn't add it to my stories on Facebook. I put it just on my regular page.
Okay.
So, all right, guys, I'm going to hop off here because I've already taken some of Chris's time. So I will see you all on his for just a little bit.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, guys.